The RV Show USA is brought to you by Flagstaff, building better RVs, making smarter RVers.
There's a party every week on his radio show where RVers always call in. They say, hey there, Wingman, tell me all that you can. We love to hear you on the radio again.
You know, with so many people having to change their vacation plans this year due to the COVID, it appears that millions of Americans have decided to give RVing a try. And why not? I mean, there's no better activity for the entire family that will bring them closer together, help create lifelong positive memories than becoming an RV and family. But you know what? There's a lot to learn about RVs for the first-time buyer. To visit with us about that is our friend from Millersburg, Indiana, Mr. Andre Fisher with the Rockwood Flagstaff Division of Forest River. And Andre, how are things there in Millersburg in the summer of 2020 compared to the summer of 2019, brother?
We are so busy. You hit it on the head with the opening there that people are just finding new and exciting ways to vacation or get out of the house and see this great country of ours in an RV. And so we are super, super busy, and that's great. We're really excited about this year. And last year was great, too. Every day is a blessed day here in Millersburg, Indiana, with the great people that work here. But it's just we're just really working hard to try to get units to people right now.
Well, it is an exciting time for sure to be in the RV industry. And I want to begin by thanking you, Andre, for what you did for my wife and I when we were up there at the plant there in Millersburg. I mean, it was just amazing when we came out there and what you did for us.
Oh, you're welcome. That's great. You are special, Alan, but we do give the hospitality to everybody. We want people to see where their RV's built. Unfortunately, in these times right now, we're not doing any tours. But as soon as all this goes away and concerning COVID-19 and things like that, please call us back. Come and visit me. We've got the most passionate, best workforce in America in a cute little town in Indiana. And I love showing it off. And hopefully you felt that when I showed you and your wife our facility.
Absolutely. You know, it was so much different than I thought it was going to be. Here I am, this radio dude talking about RVs and manufacturers, and I've got these visions of what happens behind closed doors. And, man, I was so pleasantly surprised to see, I don't know, everything. I mean, the attitude, the workers were happy. You know, I know this is not a very good analogy, but it's like the Seven Dwarfs, you know, everybody's happy working, man. And they were all happy at their jobs.
They are happy. And that's, you know, from 5 a.m. when they come in, everybody's really, really happy and enjoys their work. And you walk by and I say, if you say good morning to somebody when we walk through the plant, they're going to say good morning back, or how you doing, or, you know, what can I help you with? It's a can-do, yes culture here. Starts at the top with Carl and everybody down to little old me is, how can I help? How can I get better? And there's not roadblocks. Nobody says no. They always say yes, which is just a great place to work. And for example, we had a cookout today for one of our plants. Just say thank you. I know everybody's working super hard out there, and in the micro and mini light plant. And it was just great. It was good being out there with those folks.
Well, I'm a natural skeptic, and my trip up to Indiana and visiting with so many people really opened my eyes to so many things. So tell me, you've been in the RV industry for a long time. Without mentioning names, I know you've worked at different plants and different companies and so forth. Talk to me about the differences, because you told me when we were there they're not all the same as Rockwood Flagstaff. What did you mean by that?
What I mean by that is just culture from the top down. And I did work at some really great places before. Luckily, I gravitated to Millersburg, Indiana. That's where I grew up. I went to elementary school 2 blocks away from here. I walked through the plant for the first day over a year ago when I started here, and I started seeing elementary school friends. Hey, Jerry. Hey, Mike. How's it going? Good. What do you do here? Oh, I just got hired on it. It's so great to be back home, so to speak, because I live about an hour away, so I commute every day into work, which is fine. It's well worth the commute. And just we're in a small town where half of our workforce has been here over 10 years. A lot of our workforce lives between 3 and 5 miles away. It's community driven. When people, there's boards on every single building about how, little Sally has a medical issue and they sell tickets for it, or, they're selling pies. And it's a real community feel here, as opposed to maybe in, some of the other places I worked where they were great people. They did great work, worked very hard. But this is a community. And when we come together on a couple of charity events a year, we don't have 20 or 30 people doing it. We have 600 people.
How many people live in Millersburg? You say it's a small town. It's a little tiny town is what it is, a tiny great town.
Yeah, it is a tiny town. I think I'd have to see on the sign outside.
It's got to be less than
it
can't be 1,000 people. My goodness, I think there's one light in town.
801, I think, is what the sign says. I'll have to double check that. But we do have 850 workers here every day at our 6 facilities, 5 plants, building units, and then a lamination plant also. And this is the place to work in the RV industry. You can ask a lot of people out there, and they will say the same thing. It's a good place to work.
How do you think that affects the quality? I mean, when you've got a community like that where everybody knows everybody else, it's really, I would think that's got to be a positive thing that the consumer, I think, is important. The consumer probably doesn't even know about, doesn't think about.
Absolutely, it's important. Happy workers make happy products. And when you have a can-do, yes attitude, let me help my fellow line worker. Let me catch them up. Let me show them how to maybe do it easier, more efficient, a better way. And when you have that, it's just better. And that's what makes Rockwood Flagstaff here in Millersburg just a really, really good product. Really good product.
What are some of the things that I should be thinking about if I'm getting ready to buy my first RV? Let's get off the plant thing. I'm going to buy an RV. What do I need to be thinking about and realize? What do I need to know that is super important, Andre?
So when I talk to a retail customer that's going to buy an RV for the first time, and I see thousands of them between the month of January to March, and I see them at lot shows and go all over the country, here's the thing. I kind of go through the sequence of maybe what you should expect and hope to get at a dealership, because there's some really great dealerships out there that take care of their customers amazingly well. And this is what they do. They provide a purchase value. It's not the sticker price. It's a purchase value. So they're providing a great service. A salesman's going to come in. You're going to shake hands, or maybe not today at the crazy times, but you're going to
bump elbows.
Bump elbows. You're going to discuss if that salesman should ask you, what do you want to do? What do you envision seeing yourself? Are you going to go camping for 2 weeks? Are you going to go across the country? Are you going to do some weekends with friends? How is your camper going to suit your needs? And so when you do that, you can get an idea. For example, I'll have a customer come in, and I'm talking to him, or I'm listening to the salesman talking to him, and they say, I like to go to NASCAR races. Oh, well, let's make sure you get a fully walkable roof, because, sometimes it's nice to get on the roof and just kind of see the whole lay of the land and the race and things like that. And just those little tidbits. I like to go fishing. Oh, you need a long pass-through storage for your fishing poles. Yeah, I do. Okay. So this interview is so important. And then when they go out and show you your camper, some different things in creating value. And when you've, maybe decided, or you're not sure on a camper, every retail customer should go up and say, can I meet your service manager? Absolutely.
I love that. Listen to this, folks. Say that again, Andre. I mean, that's important.
Even before you buy the camper, or at least in the transaction, go bump elbows with the service manager. Get his name, get his number, ask him some questions. When do I need to bring this camper back? When does it need service? How am I going to be most successful camping with this? Who do I call on a Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock if I've blown a fuse and I don't know how to get to it? What's the number? And when you make a personal connection with that service manager, it's more value than you can get on any sticker price.
You know what? Hey, we're going to have to leave it there, Andre, but we'll pick it up
Sure.
On a future show. But let me tell you something. That's the first time I have heard that. It is so smart. Go meet the service manager somewhere in the buying process, because you're going to need to know who that person is, and you want them on their side. So, all right, folks, we put together a playlist on YouTube of our interviews on these Ask the Manufacturer segments. And I'd love you to go there. Just type in the RV Show USA on YouTube. Check them out. You can look at one for Rockwood, one for Flagstaff. I promise you, it'll make you a smarter RVer. And what does that do? It makes you a happy camper. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Back after this.